Okie dokie. I think my microphone was off. Nothing to be traded right now. We're watching the consolidation on side of MNQ to see if we can get a slight move down in the markets. What I'm looking for is this is still inside of the progression trend up. We're above the 9 EMA on the 15-minute. We're just now coming flat into flat price action in the 2-minute of the market, but not really. This kind of just looks like we might get a small little sell-off at the end of the day. I wouldn't hold my breath on it though. This looks like one of those days where it just keeps pushing up. The 9 and the 20 EMA is pushing together closer and closer, which is setting up for an account because these are dynamic stop losses. I'm sorry, dynamic support and resistance inside of the markets. Just doing something on the side screen real quick. Okay. Starting to get this break here on MNQ. Like I said, I wouldn't hold my breath on here. But we now enter power hour, the last hour inside of the markets. I did say the short, right? So now we're seeing that short come in from our 220 point, now down to 171. That's 50 points. I did say don't hold your breath on it, though. The technicals are not that great, to be honest with you. Okay. Wow, look at that. 50 points. And I didn't even try. Right? Nope. Yup. What do? All I do is make money. All day. 300, 300, 50%. Cake. Cake fucking walks, baby. I'll hold that. I'll hold that. That's for sure. That's just gonna look like this in a minute. Okay. We're now approaching that 50 EMA, which is pretty interesting. We've held the 50 EMA all day on the 5-minute. Okay, so we are in a trade. I said that watch for your shorts here. At the end of the day, we might get a rejection down. We were trading sideways for quite some time, slightly edging our ways up, but for the past hour, we were just trading sideways inside of a range, a small, tight range. Usually what ends up happening is the end of the day is that price action starts to reject. Bulls take their profits, sellers push things down a little bit out of proportion. Now, we don't want to jump in any trades. The best trade here for shorts was we entered at the 200 point. You're already in profit. Now you set your your stop loss at break even. You let this trade ride. There's no reason to exit this trade. Now there is a dynamic support at the 50 EMA. So what we have to wait for is to see if we have confidence enough to break that EMA and continuing pushing down inside of the markets, right? If we have confluence inside of the markets to keep pushing down, then most likely what's going to happen is we come back to test the trend line, which is all the way down here. The farther we get away from the trend line, the equation is very simple. The farther away we get, the quicker we get back to it, right? Because as you push for an extended period of time, you can see what happened when we had the trend line here is squeezing pretty hard against trend, against the dynamic supports, and then what do? We rocketed up, but came back down. We rocketed farther away, and what's the history going to tell us when it repeats itself is that usually what we do is we break, and then we'll retest this trend line and continuing we'll keep continuing going up, or what ends up happening is we have change of character and the story of how we were bullish is now bearish. Very simple. That is not going to change until we get to this point right now on the charts. So if you are in short positions, as I mentioned a few minutes ago, then there's no reason for you to exit these short positions. It's very simple. You stay inside of these shorts because you're below the EMAs right now. You're below the 9 and the 20 on the 5. You're below the 9 on the 2. And you're now below the 9 on the 15. That's giving you confluence at least on this chart without looking at the tech chart, the tech stocks, that this is doing well. We're good in here. Now, looking at the overall bigger picture, right? Because you don't want to get yourself in a bad position. What happens when we kind of peak out around this level at 25,088? We peak, we either shoot up to that 25,430, or we kind of get into this range of trading between these two levels right here. Boom, boom. And then reject to come back up. So, is that going to happen for us? Coming out, trade up, trade back down. We come up, we trade down. So if history is going to repeat itself, usually it comes and just rockets back up. Now it is the end of the day, so I wouldn't expect volume to be pushing this up very quickly, fast and volatile, right? This might be just a selling off point. We get to a support that is a static support, and then we rest there until tomorrow, or at least the 6 p.m. open for Japan, right? Because this market is 23 hours a day, 6 days a week, then we need to be cognizant that the markets are going to move at certain periods of time. We're now testing that 50 EMA, evident here on the 5-minute chart. Boom, boom, boom. Right, breaking down underneath it now. If you're in these shorts, there's no reason for you to exit these shorts. That is an 80-point move. I said, don't hold your breath, but if you're getting in this position, you can. And I would be going short. I wouldn't be going long because of the sideways consolidation inside of the market. Okay. If you're a reversal trader, you like this because 1, 2, 3, this could be a solid support right now. This dynamic support at the 50 is your hardest support on the 5-minute. If you break below that, well, then that support level is not going to be so supporting a price action. No, it's that. Whew. like how the 2-minute is talking on price action, saying that it's now slowing down a bit. This might be a nice setup for a reversal back to the top. Holding on to a dynamic stop or a dynamic support. I gotta get used to saying that. A dynamic support on the 50 EMA. Taking profit here on Bard. 50% locked. That trade took a lot from me. I don't even know where my entry was. It says it was somewhere here, but it's not even giving me the entry point. Oh well. It's 500%. It's a nice day. Interesting. wondering if it'll dive deeper into that delve and hit that 25,088 without the confluence of the tech stocks. Or do we get a reversal here? Well, well, well. I'll take that profit. There's no reason to exit there, but this is just a small reversal trade. I didn't need to make the money for the end of the day. I'm putting my account over $200 for the day. It's just un poco, as we say in Spanish, little by little, you know? And if I run the risk of continuing to be holding that account on a proprietary firm, then it's just really risky business. We're underneath the 50 EMA right now, also underneath the 9 EMA, underneath the 20 EMA. The reason I took that trade is because of the dynamic support we had here on the 20 EMA on the largest time frame, which gave me an indication that this might be a reversal spot, but this is at no means a reversing trend itself. That is a high risk play. I took the play for two different reasons. I was willing to lose the money, but I also was highly confident inside of the overall trend inside of the day that was bullish. I did not give it to you guys, nor did I say that it was doing it. I just did it by showing you guys that's how sometimes you need to take scalp trades, right? We haven't really gone into scalping inside of the markets, especially on my YouTube channel, but it is one way to make money. Usually these trades are held for about a couple of minutes rather than a long period of time. I'm okay with scalping the markets at the end of the day. It is just the icing on the cake that put me over $200 for the day. I'm done trading. that's it. I'm out. Like, I've already made money on the crypto market today, as you've seen. Excuse me. Crypto markets today made money. On stock market, we made money today. Roughly made around $500 today. That's $126,000 a year. So I will talk to you guys later. Konnichiwa, arigato gozaimasu, and arrivederci, and buenas noches to all of my friends and family. Thank you so much for coming today. Thank you for trading with me. As I can tell you, this is free. Every single time I do it, it's free for you guys. I don't talk sometimes through it, but I show you guys all of my techniques. I'm fading the market, going against trend, going to trend, and this is just a matter of repetition. You guys just have to come with me every single day on this journey so that I can make you guys rich beyond your wildest dreams. See you guys later.